Hello dear students. So today we are going to discuss about the problem 2.4 in chapter 2 of standard 11th NCERT. So the problem is a drunkard walking in a narrow lane takes 5 steps forward and 3 steps backward, followed again by 5 steps forward and 3 steps backward, and so on. Each step is 1 meter long and requires 1 second. Plot the xt graph of his motion. Determine graphically and otherwise how long the drunkard takes to fall in a pit 13 meter away from start. So just imagine a person standing here and he is walking and he is covering 1 meter in each step in the forward direction, like 1 meter here, 1 meter here. So likewise he is covering 5 meter in the forward direction, and then he covered 3 meter in the backward direction because 1, 2, 3. So he is taking 3 steps in the backward direction. So 5 steps in the forward direction and 3 steps in the backward direction. So the distance covered in each step. So already in the problem it is given that each step is 1 meter long. So distance covered in each step is equal to 1 meter, and the time taken by the person to cover that 1 meter is 1 second. Okay. So the total distance covered by the drunkard, because he is covering 5 meter in the forward direction and covering 3 meter in the backward direction. So here the net distance covered by that person is 5 meter minus 3 meter, that is equal to 2 meter. Okay. So every time when he is walking 5 meter in the forward direction and 3 meter in the backward direction, actually he is covering a net distance of 2 meter. Okay, so the total time taken for covering this net distance 2 meter is equal to 8 seconds, because here 5 meter in the forward direction means each step he is taking, for each step he is taking 1 second. So 5 second, and 3 meter in the backward direction means he will take 3 seconds for covering that 3 meter in the backward direction. So totally 8 seconds. Then time taken for covering 8 meter. If he is taking 8 seconds for covering 2 meter means, then what will be the time taken for covering 8 meter? So that is 8 by 2 into 8, that is 32 seconds. Okay. So now time taken by the drunkard to cover 13 meters. So already we have calculated what is the time taken for covering 8 meter is 32 seconds. Now time taken by the drunkard to cover 13 meter is, just directly add 5. Why I am adding 5 directly with 32 means, because this time the drunkard is covering 5 meter in the forward direction and he is falling down into a pit. He is not covering that 3 meter in the backward direction as he is usually did in the previous cases. So this time no need for that finding out the net distance as we did here. Okay. So just calculate the time taken by the drunkard to cover 13 meter. 32, which is the time taken by the drunkard to cover that 8 meter plus 5 meter. So this is 37 seconds. So at 37 seconds he will cover 13 meter and he will fall down into the pit. So this is the xt graph. Xt graph means the graph between the distance which is taken along the y-axis, and this is the time which is taken along the x-axis. Okay. So this will be the graph between the distance and time. Thank you.